Isaiah to the 30, foot race, got a blocker, 10-5, touchdown Idaho! Saunders straight up the middle to the 20, breaks a tackle to the 10, 5, touchdown Idaho! Isaiah Saunders! And the Vandals have their first lead of the night!
He's given so much to this program, and when he was young, a lot of people don't realize he had a lot of health problems, and there was even times where you didn't know if he was going to be able to keep playing football or not.
Gray shirt, red shirt, and it's been the last 6 years. I mean, he's lived in Moscow probably for at least the last 5, and just like me, this place is home, and I know that to him, this is a family.
He's been through a lot, and he's given us everything he has for this program, and his dad being a former player here, I think makes him have even a little bit more pride and everything.
He's been through ups and downs, rounds and rounds. I mean, he was a big time back in our 2016 bowl season, a humongous part of that offense, and ran the ball extremely well. Last year, Isaiah did a really good job of keeping even keeled and really being a team player. He had some crucial plays like South Alabama when he had the overtime touchdown.
The Vandals win it in double overtime! Isaiah Saunders off the right side, and the Vandals have won it in double overtime.
The kid, the guy, the man does try his butt off every single day at practice. He does give max effort. And really, the one thing I really appreciate about him is when you ask him to do something, he does it without question.
Coaches had asked me, to be more vocal. That's what I do a lot in practice. In the past, I wasn't too vocal in practice. I would just do what I had to do and get out and really just lead by example. But I knew that going into this year, Coach Petrino, Coach Sink, Reader, Coach Reader, they all told me, like, you need to be more vocal, because there's a lot of young guys on this team that really look up to you.
He gets out of his comfort zone, and he tries to be, the absolute best leader he can and role model for the other guys in this room. I mean, he's got his degree, he's working on his master's program, talking to young guys, explaining how important school is.
I even notice him with quarterbacks that way. I notice him in the backfield, helping them out a lot, and really with the whole offense, but definitely with all those young running backs.
Definitely put on a fatherly role too, because we have a lot of young running backs. After he leaves, it's a lot of young guys.
I definitely think being a father has helped me out here with this team.
Managing all those hours and maintaining and being a good fiance, and being around his child, but still maintaining grades in the classroom, working out, and still working hard on his grad program, trying to get that finished up before he's done. It's pretty admirable to think about how well he manages his time to get everything he needs to done, and still has a smile on his face every single day.
I give a lot of props to my fiance, Brianna, whenever she do watch this, or if she do watch it, thank you for everything that you do. She keeps me sleep at night when he's waking up at 3 and 4 in the morning, and I just can't thank her enough for that. And just him being around is definitely a blessing.
He's going to be a great dad, just because he's just such a caring kid and really tries to help everybody around him all the time. So I can see that hopefully showing up for him the rest of his life.
Sometimes you might hear that, my fiance is pregnant, and you're just like, oh. But with him, it was like, congratulations, like, you're mature, you're ready for this. And for me, it was like, all right, man, I'm gonna come to you when I got some questions. And then he actually gave me a bunch of diapers already. We're talking about this book that he has that he's gonna lend me.
I had a player play for me at Louisville named Lavelle Boyd, and he already had a couple kids, and we had just had the twins, Mason and Anne-Marie, and so And we'd have Lavelle over a lot, and then he'd bring the kids over with him. And so I think sometimes just situations like that, you get a lot closer with guys.
You know, I think he's a great father, and he's going to be that's a lucky kid to have Isaiah as his dad.
My dad has been a great help since I committed here back in, 2012, 2013 now. That's a while ago.
Walt was a really good player here. He contacted me when it was really early on, right when I got the job, and he's involved. He's involved in his life, cares a lot about him, trains a lot of kids down there in that area. And Walt was a real high energy, played hard, gave it everything he's got, built a lot different than Isaiah. You know, he's a little quick receiver. Every game week, you know, it'll be some weeks he watched more film than me. He'll breaking down teams, telling me about how this guy tackles and what fronts they get in and how they're gonna try to play you. And yeah, so it's just been really great, and from the football standpoint, and also from just taking tips from him. Because he has 4 kids, so just taking tips from him on how to be a great father, how to be a loving father. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better game weekend for this to be Dad's weekend. It's a rivalry game. I'm gonna have my son here. I'm gonna have my dad here. You know, it's 3 generations of our family just out in one sitting.
I can only imagine how proud he's gonna be, how proud his family's gonna be, that there truly is a legacy with the Saunders family at the University of Idaho, and he has carried that on with passion and effort and to be the absolute best he could be. And it seems like everything was passed down to Isaiah that probably instilled in his dad as well. So I would imagine he's going to do the same with Zeke.
His dad's a very great father that's very involved in his life and really cares about him and takes great care of him. And I'm sure Isaiah is going to pass that on to his son. So I think having both, it'll be a very emotional day for him. So hopefully we can have him, we can block really well for him and have him have a great day.
I don't want to look into the future too much because, it saddens me sometimes because I'm not going to be here. But, this team is, especially for ending off this year, I feel like you're going to see a very improved Idaho Vandals team. Like I talked about, a lot of young guys, they're not young anymore. They played in games, they played in multiple games, played on the road, played in bigger rivalry games that I've ever played in, to be honest with you, so they're not young no more. So I think going into the future, I think this team is going to be dynamic in this conference.